Okay, so before we begin, I've just got to go through a few housekeeping things. So if you want to go to the actual main part of this video, there's a time signature here. Go to it. Maybe I'll put an annotation too to just go to that part of the video if you want to skip all of this intro stuff. Okay, so first of all, I would like to address this. And because I'm going back to school soon, hopefully there will be more videos again and more creative videos again. Oh my god, was I wrong. Basically, to cut this all short, because I've already done a whole self-indulgent ramble on that in my last talking to the camera video, but basically school. I underestimated the amount of work I would need to do for school, and I underestimated the amount of time I would have and the amount of motivation I would have and the amount of energy I would have to make regular videos. So hopefully this is the start of another regular schedule, but honestly, I'm not going to promise anything because school is still a thing that happens. Second little introductory thing is I hit 100 subscribers while I was away taking a little break from YouTube, and oh my god, that's really, really cool. I know to a lot of people 100 subscribers is not that much, but honestly I think this is the coolest thing in the world. That's 100 whole people, or maybe almost 100 whole people, because at least one of these accounts is mine, that have clicked on my channel and thought it was worthwhile to subscribe and to watch my videos, and I think that's really, really awesome. So if you are new to this channel, hello, welcome, thank you very much for spending your time on my content. And third and final little introductory thing, I've now got a second channel. It's not really that exciting. There's not much on there at the moment, but if you want to check that out, that's gonna be here, and there's probably a link in the new end screen as well. Basically, that's just got little things that I don't want to put on this channel, like behind the scenes things or 2-second, not very edited videos. And also, it was my old channel from when I was 12, so there is a lot of embarrassing-ish. Okay, no, not embarrassing, but mildly cringeworthy videos that I have made when I was 13 on there. So that's that channel if you would like to check it out. Now moving on to the main part of the video. So I have been having a little bit of an identity crisis recently in relation to YouTube, which has been brought about by this whole discussion regarding creativity on YouTube, and about this whole idea that there is a lack in original ideas, and all of the stuff that is rising to the top is just the same stuff repeated over and over again. So this discussion and a few other things happening at the moment have got me thinking a lot about creativity on YouTube. But before I delve any further into this topic, I'd like to point you in the direction of some videos and also articles regarding this subject, all of which bring up some interesting points, some of which I agree with, some of which I don't, but I recommend watching all of them, or watching at least some of them, and getting an opinion of your own before watching this video. Basically, to sum it up, Jack Howard, a very prominent YouTube filmmaker, posted 2 videos talking about, or rather rambling about, YouTube culture at the moment and the nature of big versus small YouTube, and as a result of that, a lot of people made some reaction videos to this, some videos discussing different points and talking about the things that Jack hadn't. And there has already been so much said on this topic. So rather than saying all of the same points again, I would like to take a slightly different view. And to relate back to my original point, this view has a lot to do with my identity crisis. Basically, all up, I admire Jack Howard as a person and as a creator. And because I admire him, I have taken his opinion into account. And because I've taken his opinion into account with a lot of weight, I have questioned everything I have ever made on YouTube and the direction I'm going in and what it is I really want to be doing on this website. And of course, the rational part of my mind knows that I need to be true to what I want to do, and I shouldn't let someone else's opinion resonates so strongly in who I am. But I am human, and it is so easy to just get carried along in the tide of popular opinion. So after struggling internally for a few good weeks and thinking about whether I should be changing my sort of YouTube aesthetic, whether I should be changing what I'm making, changing my point of view in general, as well as arguing on the other hand that I need to stop being so critical of myself and I need to calm down and take a step back and think about what it is I actually want to do for myself. I came once again, as I always do whenever I have this sort of a crisis, to the following opinion. And this is a message to all creators of all types, not just on YouTube, anyone who has created something and is struggling with themselves regarding the value of this creation. You need to create for yourself. It's all very well and good for someone like Jack Howard or anyone really to make a comment on the community at large and to try and critique what is happening. That's completely fine. But you are completely valid in what you create, as long as you are creating for yourself. My advice and my opinion, and I guess you are welcome to take this with a grain of salt, is that you don't owe it to anyone else to create. And if you are creating for someone else, that's such a toxic mindset to be in. Because personally, I don't think the problem is a lack of creativity in YouTube. It has now been proven time and time again by so many people making videos on this subject that there is an armada of creative people and creative content on this platform. And part of the problem is that YouTube just doesn't want to promote this creative content because it doesn't make money. However, I think the main problem is that people are not creating for themselves. In regard to these people who have risen to the top on relatable content, it is not the content that's the problem. It's the person and their intentions. Because a lot of the time, these people are creating for the numbers. They want to do YouTube because they want to be YouTube famous. And we have also seen time and time again that this is not a long-term happiness. Reliance on numbers and reliance on people loving you and popularity is not a stable base. It is not a suitable foundation for happiness. We see famous people left, right, and center deleting their social media accounts and deleting YouTube because they are no longer happy with themselves, because they are reliant on popularity, or because their popularity suddenly turns when they do something stupid. Whereas if you are creating primarily for yourself, you're not going to have this problem to the extent that these people do. And of course, if you're uploading to YouTube, you're obviously taking into account the fact that people are going to be seeing this content, or people have the potential to see this content. But if you are making for yourself with this in your peripheral vision, it's such a healthier base and it's such a healthier mindset to be in. And similarly, it's okay to change your content as long as you're changing for yourself. It's always super important to reflect on yourself as a human being and reflect on your creative output. And it's always important to reconsider your position, but if you are changing for the masses, or changing to be popular, or changing for someone else, ultimately it's not going to lead to your happiness. And we come back to the same problem I was discussing before. This problem that I believe the YouTube community is facing, not that the content is necessarily bad or repetitive, that the community is suffering because people are only in it for fame. So of course, this was just one tiny droplet in the ocean that is this subject. And I mean, again, form your own opinion based on everything I've linked below or your own experiences, and hey, maybe this video. But if you get anything out of this, and I've said this in a video on my collaboration channel too, let it be that your creativity is valid. And you're going to be so much happier if you're creating for yourself. As always, I would love to hear your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. Feel free to disagree with me if you want. Just let me know what you're thinking and maybe we can have a further discussion on this, because there's a lot of points I know that I did not cover in this video. Note from editing Freya, like everyone else who's made a video on this topic, I've included a list in the description of YouTubers, small YouTubers, who I think deserve a lot more recognition than they have, who are just wonderful people. So if you want to check those people out, feel free to look in the list in the description. If you liked this, give it a thumbs up, or hey, you could also subscribe because that would be really cool. well, I hope you have an amazing day, and I will see you possibly next week, maybe the week after, with a new video. Bye! Hey, so years ago, way back in 2013, I started using something called a book jar, wherein from January the 1st to December the 31st,